Finding peace. Finding peace in the present moment. There's has to be a letting go of what we expect to get in return to make us feel okay. Or at least becoming the observer of that program that we need to receive certain things for us to be happy, to feel loved, to want to contribute. When you become the observer of the program, you start to live with a certain awareness for what is your I am, who you are being. It is connected with God. You will be powered by a source of energy from the divine that will set you on a direction in your path to achieve anything that you want in life. And achieving starts within. It starts with how you feel within. When you build the kingdom from within, what you will attract on the outside to come to you will only be a match. And it's not being able to manipulate, being able to get a certain amount of money, the perfect job, the best looking girlfriend or husband, boyfriend, you needing to be in perfect physical shape to attract the perfect partner. Really, those are all things from outside of us. When your source of energy is not dependent on how others view you or what you would receive in return for any of those things just mentioned, you will feel a love regardless of your physical shape, regardless of who is currently in your life, who currently gives you validation and who doesn't. You will feel a source of love energy and creative energy to want to pour into your projects because life is good here. Which means what is reflected to you will be good out there as well. And here is where the conflict in life comes from. It comes from needing the out there to be okay. And when it's not, we go to work on it in accordance to the past program from our upbringing, from the past program to what didn't feel good when someone didn't validate you, from the past program to being made felt like you were unattractive, the past program of somebody screwing you over in life and then you lost trust in somebody you cared deeply about. There was an attachment there and they screwed you over and you didn't expect it. So it caused trust issues. So now you have difficulty trusting new individuals that come into your life or anything having to do with making big changes. And what that type of living does for us is it keeps us in a spiral of happy, sad, take a chance, go back to being sad because you're willing to take a chance to move forward in a new direction. And this is not, we have to please others for things to work in a new direction. We have to give in order to receive. This is you embark on a new journey of acceptance and observing with a certain awareness everything that is on the outside of you. Because when everything is good inside, you no longer need to analyze everything on the outside in life. You love life just for what it is. You love yourself just for who you are. You become someone who has everything you need. You attract into your life whatever wants to be attracted there naturally without needing to go after it. You achieve whatever you want with your physical body by putting to work, by exercising. You can make changes in your life by taking action. But you don't attract the perfect relationships by forcing, because forcing repels. And when you start to live with the acceptance for what is and the way you are living right now, you start to embody a presence, a different aura about you, a different vibe. And this type of vibe is that you are good here and now. You feel great about yourself. And when you love yourself on that level, accept what is, accept who you are in all that past programming, the stuff that sucked, don't change it. If you want to, you can go into revision and change the past story. But there may be something lingering that as soon as it gets triggered in an encounter with a new individual, a comrade, or somebody you're afraid to give your attention to because it triggers the old program, you would learn to just allow it to be. And if someone wants to treat you with disrespect that triggers you like that old programming, you just allow them to do what they're going to do and not try to change it, not try to win them over, not treat them with disrespect because you feel disrespected. You can just be still and be quiet and move forward in life without having to change it. You just observe it. As the conscious observer, you're living in a state of consciousness that is a very powerful human being. And when you start to live on this level, people are going to wonder, why do you not react when they treat you like you don't matter? It's because them treating us like we don't matter doesn't matter. Basically, it's the same thing. You don't care. You're good either way. They want to be nice and kind. When you get to the level where you're just going to want to be kind and respectful to people, regardless of what they're going through and not judging them, that's a level of acceptance that's very difficult to reach. But when you reach that state, you're only going to attract great things, because when we are stuck living in the old programming that judges every single thing that's in front of us, the only thing you're going to do is repel possibly good relationships to come in, because you are stuck assuming the old program is your truth. So anything that happens to you, it sets you off, it triggers you, and then you react. And when you react in that old way because of the unconscious way of being, which is stored subconsciously, and the only way to get that out of the system is to get into some form of meditation or breath work to bring awareness to that program. Look at it as the observer from an outside perspective and be like, oh, there's a reason I treat this person like that when they made me feel like this. Because of back then, this other person did that. And now, when this thing happens in my current life, it makes me act like this. And that's where it came from. So when you start to look at life like that, you no longer struggle to be able to accept the present moment that is in front of you. You just allow it to be what it is. And it's ultimately up to you if you want to be caring, respectful, and nice to them, even if they're mean and seem like they're judgmental of your character. I've found in recent times that I just allow people to be judgmental towards me and not really understand who I am, especially in the past few years since I've changed a lot. Like I talk about the character building on this channel. It's because I've done it with my own life, and now I'm here to teach you guys how to do that. But in recent times, recent memory, relationships, comrades, great friendships I've built, or just people that remind me of how bad I felt back in school or when I was a young adult as a single man trying to navigate through life and find a woman and just feel like, everyone is out to get me and I'm the victim. And, this girl that's super hot's going to treat me like this because she thinks this of me. You know, think of all that and think of the reality that it created at the time, and why it was created is because of the self-talk, the self-concept, and what I had created was my reality. And what if you were to use imagination that these types of attractive women think that I am a great man? And if you were just to practice that on your own, you're an awesome individual. You're worthy of attracting greatness. You're worthy of attracting millions of dollars if you want wealth and you feel like you don't have enough money. It's the inner story. It starts within. Like at the beginning of this video, I was telling you, everything from out there will have to make a match with how you feel in here. And when you just take a step back and observe what you're programming that you're currently living with that comes from your past, what it is, what it does, where it comes from, you'll be less hard on yourself and judgmental towards you for these people making you feel that way, and just allow it to be. You know, not everyone on the outside of us is healthy for us. So if there's certain things that are making you feel uncomfortable and you've worked a lot on yourself, done lots of inner work like I teach you to do, you're in a good place, but there's certain people that come into your life that reflect the old. Just know that you need to create a boundary for yourself and maybe distance yourself away from that person. That is you taking care of your own health, your own mental health. You don't owe that person anything. And if you have people that are currently stuck in your life that are keeping on bringing you down into these negative energetic states, you may need to make a change in your life, like possibly not being involved with this person anymore. And I know it's a big move, a big step, especially if it's someone you consider a friend or a romantic partner. Every situation is different, but know that if you keep on feeling stuck and in the negative and this person's bringing the worst out of you, that's a sign that you need to take action in a different path. Either you start to speak your mind with this person, open up on all the things that are bothering you, everything that they trigger in you from your past. If you're not able to do that or don't have the courage to do that, you're just going to stay stuck. So there's either that, or you have to start creating a strong boundary that if there are certain behaviors that this other person is doing towards you that are not good for you, you need to admit to them that I'm not going to be able to have that happen here if we're going to continue in this relationship. So know that the less control, the less importance we place on the outside, the more we can focus that energy on the inside and bringing our states up to a high level of acceptance or greater, if we're talking about the chart from the Letting Go book by David Hawkins. I know it took me a long time to get out of desire, always needing more, wanting more, not getting it, feeling empty, feeling sad, feeling unattractive, feeling just or jealous and envious. They have this, so I want that. This person can attract that type of woman in their life. Why can't I have that? Just listen to me in the way I'm talking. And I know many of us who are viewing this video, and me that's even making the video, can just be like, I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. And I went through that my whole life. And maybe that's why I'm stuck here still living like this. So start to bring an awareness to that program. Look up some breath work meditations, some deep meditations on being able to let go of these past programs. And start to make a daily 15-minute practice for yourself. And you're going to go out into the world after a while. Something's going to click the same way it clicked for me. And I no longer have to control someone who treats me a certain way that triggers the emotions from my past. I just allow them to be who they are. And I still treat them with love and kindness anyway. I'll, smile. And I don't have to talk to them if they make me feel uncomfortable. And really, if they're making me feel uncomfortable, I know that's just something that's being triggered from my old attachment type programming. And I don't have to change the way that they feel about me for me to feel good, because I feel good. So whatever is uncomfortable, it happens for that couple of seconds while I'm around that person. When we walk away from each other, I go back to feeling in an elevated state, because that is the state I would prefer to be in, the same state that I come out here and make videos. And you will get on that level too. I know you will. That's why we're here. We're going to work together and get you to that state. All right? So thank you for watching this one, and we will see you on the next video.